So, kind of notice this has been like a work in progress. I'll move stuff around and just try to, fine tune it, I guess, for what works best for me at least. I know it looks like it's kind of crowded getting into the back right here. So, people think, oh man, how you gonna get water heaters on and off, or if you got some kind of a bigger piece of equipment or something. I can just take these off pretty quick. I just disconnect it right here and I can pull this out. Now I have this base that's still going to be down there, but whatever I have will slide right over it. I just kind of keep it a little assortment of hand tools and stuff, like power impact driver, and what else I got? Just other odds and ends. I've noticed that I like keeping, I'm always going in the van for these drill bits and stuff. And I used to have my bit box, kind of toward the middle, but just kind of wears you out. You're having to go back and forth looking for the right bits or whatever. I keep like the unit bits and gas tight, the jacket stripping tool, and poly reamer. And pipe taps, easy outs, just an assortment of bits. Keep my PEX guns in here. I like doing this because, man, it just makes it so much easier to keep up with these high-dollar PEX guns. You can tell, if something's missing right away. If I was keeping them in here, I'd have to dig around and look for it. But right here, it's just so easy to see. Okay, bam. If one's missing, they come in and out. They go in and out pretty easy, and they're not the most perfect cutout, but it's been working for me. Keeping my Pro Press stuff in here works. Love this Pro Press. Good stuff. And I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my shovels and stuff. I kind of have an idea, just having time to do it. I love my little short pipe rack. Just keep, a little assortment. I do 95% is service work, so I don't really have the use for carrying a whole lot of materials as far as big 20-foot lengths of pipe or anything. Thinking about doing something different with how I keep my nipple trays. Thinking about doing the little Packout feet that go on the bottom and just getting them up off the floor. Doing something with my charger. For right now, I've been keeping, if I have to have longer pieces of copper and stuff, I just keep them in this 4-inch PVC. I just kind of got it with some baling wire up there right now. It looks kind of rigged, but it's working for right now. The whole idea was I didn't want to use a lot of wood. I got rid of my wood shelves, and I didn't want to put any more weight in here than was necessary, so I didn't use plywood as a backer. I've elected instead to go with the E-track, and I mounted the E-track to the ribs on the inside of the van. I don't know if you can see, like that. Use some Loctite, and I think those are just 5/16 bolts, I think. They work out pretty good. Love these things. I just got these not too long ago. These work pretty well. Hub savers. And trying to figure out a better system as far as keeping my bigger hand tools. Let me adjust this camera. So I'm trying to figure out a better system for keeping these bigger tools. Love these Knipex Cobras. Of course, I always got my rigid aluminum. It's just the longer stuff. I don't like stuff to be look like it's just there's no home for it. These long bits and stuff, man, I just gotta find a better way. It looks bad. So I like these big Packouts. They're the deep ones. Just miscellaneous brass. I keep ball valves and stuff in there, and galvanized fittings and stuff. Downside of the deep Packouts is that put a bunch of galvanized fittings in there, it gets pretty heavy. And of course, you know, I got my sweat. I got some 1/2-inch sweat fittings there. This is my sweat kit. Just kind of keep a bunch of odds and ends in there. Torch, cutters, flux. Brutus. Love that little pipe wrench. Had him for a long time. What I really like about this whole system is if I'm doing a remodel, you know, I've got this Packout dolly, and I just grabbed this crate that's got all my power tools in it, or not all of them, but like the drills and sawzalls and stuff in there. I just grabbed that and whatever boxes of fittings that I'm going to be using, and carry them inside. Man, everything's stacked up nice and neat. Works out really good. Always like to keep a couple of garbage disposals on hand all the time. Then up here I got, you know, just these normal flush valves, or fill valves, flush valves. Trying to figure out a better way for my lavatory supply lines, water closets, supply lines. Keep getting low on some angle stops. No hub bands. Keep a few closet flanges and old school brass. Don't have to use those too often anymore, but still have them. Never know. I buy P-traps and extensions and everything in bulk. So in the office I got a lot more on standby. Big Bertha, Spartan. They make the best sewer equipment. It's not cheap, but man, I just never had any issues. And then the sink machine, it's pretty good. I like that sink machine. I do like so I keep my Vito, my Pro Pack, the TPV4. I just hang it up. I got a little S hook that I drilled a little hole through right here, and I hang it up and it keeps it out of the way. And this is my big Vito bag. Keep it up off the floor, out of the way, easy access. I don't normally carry a box of CSST, but just finished up the job. Water heater relocate. What else? Oh, that's my old. Yeah, this is where I keep all my sewer equipment attachments and stuff. You know, quick access. If you're unstopping a lot of drains using the rotating drum equipment, I love these gloves. Rigid makes these things, but they just prevent that cable from getting hung up on your gloves. And I got the old standard hand cable like that. Here, this little box is kind of a mess, but I keep my glue, squirt bottles. I got 1/2 inch or 1 inch PVC 3/4, and I got 1/2, 3/4, and 1 inch CPVC in one box. 1 inch PEX fittings, 3/4 PEX adapters. You know, I call big galvanized fittings 1 inch and above. That's big for me. And 1/2 inch, 3/4 there, ball valves, brass fittings, miscellaneous brass, little adapters and stuff that come in real handy. Of course, sweat kit, 1/2 inch sweat fittings, 3/4 sweat fittings. A little Packout hole saw kit. And if I'm setting a bunch of toilets, I'll just grab I call it my closet bolt kit. Really like using these fast set closet bolts. If you haven't tried them before, I highly recommend them. You don't have to cut, and they're adjustable. Really like them, and they're solid brass, so they don't corrode. Always carry a bunch of shims and China caps. Take bowl bolts. I got Pro Press fittings here. Keep my big hammer drill, my big SDS. I like a little socket set too. And this one, yeah, Dremel grinder, flush saw, whole hog. Still use the old whole hog. That's the corded one, the one that'll rip your arm off. Doesn't have a clutch on it. I think it's a beast. Got a little box for faucet parts, you know, fasteners like Talon hooks and stuff, pipe clamps, your stretch trap clamps. Big assortment of nuts and washers. And these things have bailed me out. Just keeping the assortment of just a little bit of everything. You know, it's good to have. Be surprised how handy it comes in. I'm gonna get some dividers. I just ordered some for all the totes because I don't like the way they're being utilized at the moment. I'm a stickler on organization, or at least I try to be. You know, keep down here is 4-inch, 3-inch, 2-inch, 1.5 PVC. I got this the other day. It's a little dolly, you know, 4-wheel dolly. When you're on a job site, makes it easy. Just kind of push stuff around. There ain't a bunch of crap on the floor. Yeah, got the old fish tape. What else? Yeah. That part's a drag, having to use that label maker. But it does help as far as minimizing your time that you're hunting down stuff. So that's pretty much the long and short of it. Trying to get these E-Track plumb. You know, you gotta make sure your van's parked pretty level, and you know, just do a lot of measurements and a lot of eyeballing. But it's on there pretty good. I've had this on there for about 6 months, and I was worried about screws maybe backing out. But I go through every once in a while, and these things are tight. Old closet auger, rubber rod, manhole, tool, meter key, shop vac. This is my mechanic tools. Every once in a while, bust some of this out. Maybe not be plumbing related, but keep all my impact sockets in there. Pop rivet gun. Hardly ever use it, but it's nice to have. It's kind of a mess right now. I probably should have cleaned it up before I did this video, but I'm tired. Anyway, if you got any questions, leave me a comment. Maybe y'all can help me figure out what I can do with that longer stuff. Any good ideas are welcome. Critiques, let me know what I messed up on. But anyway, thanks for watching. Oh yeah, I forgot to show y'all. This works out pretty good for stuff that you know, just good to have it handy. You know, keep little sheetrock screws and the concrete screws. Believe me, I don't use these in somebody's house. This is strictly for testing purposes when I'm isolating slab leaks. So don't judge me. And then I don't like using the crimp peck stuff, but there's cases where, you know, I've got to transition from the crimp pecks over to my expanding, the Upanor, and that's about the only way I know of doing it, at least. But yeah, don't use these in somebody's house if you're a pro. And if you're a pro, you probably already know that.